And we are going. All right, boys and girls. Hey, we got some little free time today, so I'm going to jump on over to the Titan crew. Hopefully you guys got your check-ins on over there. What's up, everybody? Mary, how's the Christmas shopping going? How are the pups? Hello. How we all doing, everybody? How do you get rid of gyno without surgery?
Ooh.
It doesn't work that way. Just FYI for you guys.
That's like permanent titty, isn't it?
Yep. Why'd you do the stuff? The question here is, why'd you do the stuff without going to like Titan Medical and having somebody professionally help you? Why'd you do something like that on your own just because of the gym guy? Let me know, buddy. All right. But yeah, it's only surgery.
Oof.
And again, this is just something visual. Imagine what it did to the rest of you inside. What's up? Hello. Defeat the Matrix. I think the point of it, did he defeat the Matrix in the last one?
Oh, yeah.
He did. Did you ever see anything on why they came back to do the other one?
Like why they make
This last one?
fourth video? Mm-mm.
Anybody else know the reason why? Because I felt jaded after the last Matrix, but that was like 20 years ago or whenever it was.
The cash grab. They had to pay for their other fucking transgender surgery.
I never watched the new one because I didn't want it to be a follow-up to that. And I love Keanu Reeves. Love everything he does.
It was like, I think it took place like 70 years or something after. Like 60 years after the last movie.
And he finally figured out how to beat the Matrix.
Yeah, they figured out how to win.
Do you remember the originals?
I remember the first one.
Okay, so like the third one. Was there three guys?
The third one was with the robots, right? They had the fucking machine, like the mech suits.
Gosh, I don't remember. I just remember at the very end, it was basically saying this was all planned. This was going to happen anyways, and that's the Matrix.
Right.
Wait a minute. So no matter what he did, it didn't matter.
Right.
I was like, here's my girl, Mary. How's everything going? And is there any anything you can talk to us about how Titan Medical is working with you and how it's helping you? Please let us know, okay? And then also, how's the cramping, those cramps going? She was getting some cramps. I get cramps in my legs when I'm really, I know I had a great workout. If I start cramping later in the day, but I just know it's a depletion, or I removed everything nutrients wise. Let's see what else we got here in the meantime. That's when we did. Buddy, make sure to get back to us on this because, yeah, I'm confused on why in today's day and age, why you would do something. And I'm guessing you just did it. I'm guessing you just did it through the gym and somebody telling you what to do and you somehow got a hold of it and stuff. And then, so the one visual thing is the gyno and you want to get rid of that, which makes me wonder again that I'm thinking this is just a gym bro that got you on it, because the question itself, if you know anything about it, you know that there is no option except surgery. So for you to say without surgery makes me think again that you're new to the health and fitness world and maybe just jumped on this stuff. Sorry, man. I try to do these shows to explain to you that that's what Titan Medical is for, and you guys have the benefit And this is huge. You guys got the benefit to go to talk to somebody that will tell you what to do and how to do it correctly. Because again, okay, visually you got gyno, but what's going on inside of the body? Are you not concerned? So obviously your estrogen was through the roof.
Crazy.
Okay, so you got all that fatty tissue now around your titties. And so what else did that estrogen do to your body on the inside? That'd be my curiosity. And again, all I can do is I can only talk to these guys, Titan Medical, and have them on here for you guys to ask those questions and go deeper than that. But if you're not going to use that information, I can't help you. What up, Rye? How you doing, my man?
Oops, sorry.
Jump back to.
That's the guy, okay.
So I think you're asking me about Arthur Jones. Is that what you're asking me? Arthur Jones is the one of the intense training and time in the gym. And I loved Arthur Jones' philosophies and stuff. So some great insight. Mike was probably more famous to the common gym goer, though. But Arthur Jones is the forefront of intense training and 1 or 2 sets. He's the one that created Nautilus, and that's why you do the Nautilus circuit back in I guess he did it in the 70s, but I got to it in the 80s. Just a set till fatigue. It's great. It's great for those people that want to get in the gym and get out of the gym. I like spending time there. So, Titan, it's
It occurred as a teen, never pinned or used. Lived with it for a long time.
How old are you? How old are you then? Because it will go away after puberty. Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, a lot of kids going through puberty will get gyno, but it goes away. It's a different type of gyno than compared to a estrogen rise from steroids. I'm glad, man. I'm glad that it's just the puberty thing. So yeah, I'm assuming that you're pretty young still, and that will go away. Also, I'm guessing you're young, but if it never went away, then I would just check with your doctor, because that normally just goes away. That's a puberty thing. Happens.
Yeah, this guy said he had it and it just went away.
Yeah. And a lot of kids have that. One of those hormone things as you're going through puberty, growing like a weed.
How much fruit juice do you drink per day?
12 ounces.
They know about the fruit juice?
12 baddies. Did you put that up? Not yet. Right?
It may have.
Jeremy's?
Maybe not Jeremy's.
Mm-mm. Yeah. 12 ounces?
I mean, we put up fruit juice stuff.
Yeah, before my workout. That's also where I put my pre-workout in. Creatine's in there.
Didn't you fill
My
that?
pump.
You filled that solo the other day, didn't you? Before
Probably.
I think, yeah, and then I put that up. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the week we were getting work done because Mo wasn't here.
The work week.
Right?
The work week.
Yeah, I gauge it out. So I do about 12 ounces. 4 ounces of pineapple for OJ and for cranberry.
Ooh.
Cranberry, thyroid. OJ, get those sugars in there. Good workout. Pineapple for the female.
Yeah, like fruit juice is just sugar. But dummy.
Cool, man. Thanks, buddy. Wish I had you in my corner. Yeah, but for you guys that are doing it and stuff, you guys know what I'm talking about. Good for you. Mostly if you're doing it and body's utilizing that. It's great for that workout. I am loving it. else we got there, Jeffrey? Hey, buddy, also let me know how old you are.
Let's see, New and Rich. Thanks for everything.
Absolutely. One of the good ones, man.
Assuming you're skinny fat, what do you do diet-wise in training?
I do the same that everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Diet, though. Yeah. Training's very similar to what the most advanced lifters are doing. It's always basic. And then nutrition, I'd make sure that you take care of the nutrition first. Because you've been starved. That's why it's like a skinny fat is just starving that body, and the body just really slowing down on metabolism.
Can you do a kickboxing collab? Who are we kickboxing with? Footwear for heavy squats, please. Any suggestions?
High tops, lifting shoes, barefoot, all the above.
I like the barefoot.
Yeah, same. We've been barefoot, and I'm gonna probably stay barefoot in the next 12 weeks on the plan I'm on. And then I'll switch up after this off season to some front squats again and put the shoes back on.
Mike, I'm 46. I have a fast metabolism. I have the same body from high school, and I can't gain weight. Also, picky eater. Thanks very much. Just bought a weight gainer powder. Thank you.
All right, my friend. My recommendation is just make sure that you get on the Titan meal plan and actually calculate out the calories to see what's where your surplus starts at, what your maintenance is at, and then let's add on to that and make sure that's what you do. So instead of just guessing, for anybody out there, one of the first things is if somebody says they're a hard gainer, or the person before that was a skinny fat, it's all just calories, right? We just want to make sure that we find out and we know what our calorie intake is. But to go through the day, I mean, it's hard to change the body if you're just shooting darts. You know, you're just hoping, hey, I'm going to have 3 weight gainer drinks today and 2 meals or something like that. And you're just guessing. It's tough to change the body. Especially, you know, when you're 20, I was thinking about this. You know how they say you have to get your sleep. You have to make sure you recover. You need to make sure you take the right vitamins, eat on time, do all these things. Just a plethora of stuff. The cold plunges, get your saunas in, get your meditation, wake up and do your gratitude for 20 minutes. So none of that I did in my teens and 20s while I was competing and winning the Mr. Universe and the powerlifting champion and all that. So I did none of the sleep. I would always train at 4 a.m. Get to bed maybe 10, get up at 3, be training at 4. No gratitude. Just get up, my ass going, eat my meal, and to the gym I go. Eat before, eat right after. No cold plunges. And I just realized in those teens and 20s, knowing as much as I did about training and making sure that my meals were on point, even if it was off season, on point means just I knew where my calories were. I could get gains, and I did it to the point where I could win in powerlifting. I could do martial arts, and I could also win at the Mr. Universe level. Great, but that's in your teens and 20s. 46, I wouldn't live that lifestyle because first off, you're running out of time to really change that physique as much as you would like to. Because I don't think anybody here wants to change a little. I think they want to change a lot. Man, Johnny's on? Oh, sorry, man. And I think this is a good point here. Johnny, buddy, I'm sorry.
Hey, no problems. No problems. I'm listening to you break it down.
Yeah, just, you know, in your teens and 20s, you don't need to be, you just need to at least understand training and go in there and kick ass. And, you know, I train to I trained at a level with these guys to where I had to beat them. So no matter what it weighed, I beat them by a rep. Now that's not intelligent. That was just animalistic. I didn't sleep much, 10 o'clock till 3 in the morning, and then train at 4. Didn't do the cold plunges. I didn't do all that, but that's teens and 20s.
Mhm.
And again, it's like you can get away a lot there. You can't get away with this at 46.
No, definitely can't.
And the only reason I'm saying 46 because we're using him as an example that he went out and instead of going, hey, here's my calorie breakdown. This is what my body kind of maintains at, and I'm not getting stronger. I'm not getting weaker. My body weight's staying the same. So yeah, my thought is, if you guys are serious, I would really calculate where your maintenance is at, and then move from there. And then also remove anything like I'm a picky eater. I don't have time to train. I can't make the time. All those kind of things don't exist in this world.
No,
It's yeah, that doesn't belong.
non-negotiable.
Yeah, it doesn't work that. Hey, I'm a picky eater. Okay, this reminds me of the 600-pound girl, and the doctor's talking to her saying, here's some vegetables, and she's like, I'm a picky eater. You're 600 pounds. You're not a picky eater. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I love it. I love it.
but I'll starve if I don't eat. Trust me. You'll last a month without starving. So,
I mean, but you can't even use that excuse because, literally, I'm a picky eater. I am the definition of a picky eater. I don't like to explore out to anything that I haven't tried before, and I like my food very bland. So if you're a picky eater, it should be very easy for you. Get chicken with nothing on it, maybe some salt and pepper. Get some white rice. I'm sure you like that, or brown rice.
there's a
Get some
different
steak.
word than picky. John, there's a different word than picky. He's so
More
precise.
choosy? I don't know.
No, you're so.
I have a higher standard for the quality of
There.
food I'm putting in my body. Let's put
There.
it that way.
That's you.
So,
You have a
yes.
standard of food that you will
Yes.
not tolerate the
That's
ice
correct.
cream and having pizza. Selective. Yeah, you have
Selective,
a very,
yeah. Because listen, I love
Yeah.
milkshakes. I love pizza. I love hamburgers, guys. But I can't eat this 24/7, especially at 43 years old. And like Mike was touching on, when you're younger, your body will bounce back a lot quicker. It can take a lot more damage as far as bad food you're eating and not storing all this fat on your body. And then over time, because when you're in high school, you're like 18 years old when you graduate, usually as a senior in most cases. But at that point, think about it. Then you go from 18 to 46, and along the journey, you've accumulated fat through the years. And if you haven't changed, now this is where my other point was, you know what? Depending on what your body type looks like, a lot of people would love to be in the same situation as their high school weight. Because think about it. Everybody's great in high school, that prom queen. And then you meet her 20 years later after 4 kids and not so good at diet and training. She looks like Miss Piggy. So
I see how today's gonna go.
But it's just it's just crazy. So at that point, listen, you got to be able to change some different things. Weight gainer is going to be okay, I guess, to get extra calories in, but you got to do something different than what you're doing right now because obviously it hasn't been working to change your body. And at 46 years old, if you haven't got your testosterone checked or your blood levels checked and hormones, this could be something that's holding you back too as well. And that's something we can help you out with, but there's could be a lot of different things that are going on with this and a lot of different variables here. So it really starts with just an easy plan. Start eating a little bit more food, start training a little bit harder, and start going up progressively in your weight. You'll start seeing some changes, whether they're a lot of change or a little change, you'll start seeing some change.
That's a good point. For everybody that's watching this, you got a weight gainer, which is a good concept. Okay, so you're not changing. So you're assuming that it's just going to be coming to the calorie intake, which will
Right.
set you up. But we really don't know if, I hope you have more muscle now at 46 than you did in high school.
Yeah.
I hope there's some longevity to your frame relative to it just being the same as you were in high school, mostly for a fast metabolism. So I would just make sure the weightlifting is right. I understand the shakes and stuff, but we need to find out where your protein is at to make sure that you're retaining that muscle you have. And again,
Yeah, that's
get the blood work done. You're 46. You should have it done regardless of
absolutely.
anything. You should just have it.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
Johnny-
it's important. He says he has not got it checked. I'm looking in the comments right now. Like, that is one thing you definitely need to get checked out. And we do nationwide blood, draw. So at that point, like, we can set you up for blood work nationwide in a lab closest to you. So it's real simple and easy to do. You get your results very quick, and you can make an educated decision about where you want to go and what you're going to need to do. So, I mean, this, it's like getting a roadmap back in the day, or turn on your GPS to your car. Sometimes you don't know where to go, and you plug in the information, and it takes you there. And that's what we're here to do. Give you that little breakdown so you can get to your destination of optimal health.
Do this. The phone number is right here on the screen. All right. Call over there, set up an appointment, get your blood work done, and then hit me up again after, either here or on the Titan crew. And let's talk about where your numbers are at and get you on with a provider over at Titan Medical. And if everything's fine, great. Then we'll just get right on to a nutrition plan and training. If
We
everything
got some other things for
Yeah,
sure.
if you have something that's going on with the body where maybe the testosterone is not where it needs to be, or there's something else that's going on there, then
True.
talk to the provider at Titan Medical. Let's get that checked, straightened out. Then start the nutrition after that.
Yeah.
Because
he
it just
put on
works
here,
better.
he says, well, I have a 6-pack. I just want to get a little bit more bulkiness. So he wants to put on lean mass, right? So
Good. At least he has some
Yep.
muscle there, which is great.
right. So I mean,
Mostly for
that's
46.
there are a very small percentage of people that have 6-pack abs in the country, let alone the world too, as well. So glad to be part of the club.
Yeah. You're 46 now, so you're closing in on that 50. So I just make sure to get the blood work done, make sure your LDLs and everything is good. Kidneys and liver are functioning perfectly and utilizing. Yeah. And then just rock and roll from there. And John has a plethora of things with peptides or HRT to help you
Yeah.
a little bit of muscle too at that stage too.
I mean, he might be a good candidate for MK677. Increase the hunger factor.
Johnny,
Right.
then he's going to get too jacked. And then see, this is what's going to happen. Now you're setting these guys up, and they look so darn good. They go, hey, you know what? I'm divorcing the wife. I'm going to start dating a 25-year-old. I look too darn good. I got a better body than I had in high school. See, we're trying to help, and then you wreck the family.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to better humanity.
Oh, we got some overseas people in the house today. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. Slow, concentrate. Okay. What is the lowest testosterone level? 341 to be able to gain muscle. Male, 71 years old. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any study done on what the level of testosterone is to gain muscle. Is it harder to probably gain muscle with low testosterone? Probably, but do people still do it? Yeah, they still do it. I'm sure they still build some muscle with being on a low end of testosterone. I've seen guys come in here and they legitimately have like a 300 and they still look good. I mean, there's not, they're off in a couple different areas, but still gain muscle. Yes. But you could optimize that too, as well, possibly if you're healthy enough, really start looking at it naturally, or, maybe you have to do HRT if you need to, but there's a couple different options on the table that, you could probably go down, Tommy.
You're 71. How would he be able to contact Titan Medical? Because it seems like 340 is pretty darn low.
Yeah, 340 is pretty low. I mean, you guys can call or text us at 727-389-3220. When we start getting up in the older age of past 65 and stuff like that, we might require a little bit more documentation work as far as that to make sure you're healthy and intact.
Yeah, Tommy, just tell them that Mike O'Hearn sent you over there and see if they can't give you some more information, because at 71, they'll want to ask for some more documents. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's try to see all the numbers, not just the testosterone.
Yes.
And try to optimize that thing. Okay. Thanks for hanging out here today, my friend.
So, Mary, I got a lab order for blood work. The HRT is really helping me feel better. I started Titan Lean and Tone nutrition plan since stopping the carnivore diet. The cramping is improving with LMNT. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is, but that's a win because we were talking about this last time, remember? So, man, that's awesome. Dial it in. Mike knows what he's doing. We know what we're doing. That's a dream team.
Let's keep going, Mary. I love hearing that.
Yeah, keep pushing, Mary.
Is LMNT? It's a salt package. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a little salt package, like a 500 or 1,000 milligrams of sodium in there.
Gotcha. All right. Ideal amount of steps for average person wanting to feel a little better. And how many do you get also in comparison? So I wouldn't worry about steps. I'd worry about getting your heart rate up.
John, come on, man. How many steps, John? John,
I mean,
how many steps?
I think it's like 10,000 a day or something like that. They do it. Listen, they do have a daily breakdown of steps of like, you burn so many calories with this many steps. But I mean, get a watch, right? And they'll count all your steps and see what you did that day, and then double it the next day. And then double it the next day.
Johnny just did it. He just showed you and me what's up right there. He came up with the concept.
And double it the next day after that. And then when you're done and you've walked all those steps, then start running. And then start keeping track of your runs.
He gave a great point there for you. I know that you would like a number or something, but it doesn't work that way. I mean, because for you to feel better, it isn't just going out and doing exercise and suddenly you feel better. It's about you dropping maybe some extra body fat as you work your way up. You can go out and walk 20,000 steps. That's what Mona averages. 20,000.
Yeah.
She hit 21,000 steps yesterday.
Yeah.
I hit a massive 2,500. Not good, and I'm glad I don't.
And that doesn't reflect, because it doesn't, it's just steps are one thing. It's just one little thing. Like,
yeah,
it really
Mona
doesn't.
hit 21. And it's like
She's on the go.
Yeah, but
She's on the go.
What you got to understand is there's no magic number. We got to find out what works for you. And again, it's not a one size fit all. Go out and walk like everybody says, like Johnny says, the studies, go walk 10,000 every single day. That's going to help you. And it's like, wow, that's such a mislead to the majority of society because they don't change then their eating habits. They don't know what's really going on with them. They don't know if they have some arthritis in the knees and you're just going out there and just bashing them on the concrete. It's like, set you up to fail. There you go. There's your number, 10,000. Take it and run with it. And it's like,
there you go.
Maybe that's not best for you. Maybe it's 20 minutes on an elliptical and making sure that your blood work is fine and make sure you're eating healthy.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I could say about it would be like to feel better, like you would get an endorphin kick once you hit to that level, but you're going to have to start really pumping it up to get there. You just don't get that walking 10 minutes down the street. I mean, you really got to start pushing. So, but that's not going to make you feel healthier or better all the way.
What's the quote? Fail to plan, plan to fail. I think that's
plan to fail.
Yeah, because those persons most people just go, hey, just tell me a little bit.
I got you.
We should plan out the whole 12 weeks. We shouldn't just go, hey, I'm going to go do this. Great. I had a guy text me this, a bright individual texted me. And this is what I'm trying to say to all of you right now. He's very bright. Very successful. And he's like, man, I got my first 2 a day in. Trained twice yesterday with work. And I'm like, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're hyped. Right. But let's bring that back down. Right now, all you need is 4 workouts a week. You don't need to start right out of the gate 2 a days. It's like the person on January 1st. What do they do?
Mm-hmm. You burn themselves
right in the gym, right back to the treadmill, and they start running. And it's like from ground zero to running on a treadmill. And it's like, wow. you just skipped a whole plethora of things that would have got you in better shape instead of you just torquing your body now.
I agree. I definitely
So,
agree. Especially
just
as
here
you
to
get
help
older. When you're younger, I mean, you can just throw yourself out. Your body just takes a lot more, man. I mean, when you get older, it's like it is what it is. And older it starts getting to your 40s, you start feeling more of what you did when you were younger if you were very active and you were just throwing yourself around.
Yeah.
All right.
Rock and
I'm
roll.
in my 30s and have only 290 a 290 testosterone level and very few tests. My doctor said it's fine because it's in normal range. Why is my test so low despite training since my teens? This is a very common question that we get from a lot of people, especially in their 30s and in their 20s in some cases. We don't know why. Well, we do know why, but there's not one particular thing that people point to that say, listen, I've had a healthy lifestyle my whole life. I've ate great my whole life. I've trained. I've stayed away from any of these other substances that could affect my body in any way, shape, or form. You know, I'm natural per se, right? And you know, then we'll be like, listen, they're like, well, why is this happening, right? And it really does come down to food sources, your environment, chemicals that you could be rubbing on your body, and clothing that you could be wearing too as well. Also, it could be a side effect from a medication that you might be taking. And that usually is like, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, you know, antidepressants. A lot of patients.
Antidepressants hit the testosterone?
They start lowering down the levels.
Is it because they're hitting something else that coincides with it?
Well, I mean, some of the antidepressants, they don't even know how it works in the brain. I mean, they really don't.
Right.
So could it be affecting different things in the brain or affecting different levels in some cases? I don't know. I mean, that's just one thing that we've seen. We've seen antidepressants or people that have been on antidepressants, not blaming the antidepressants, but we didn't know what else to say. Like, hey, listen, we don't really know, but this could be a factor, right? So at that point, I mean, especially like estrogen levels too getting affected. Like some of those medications will raise estrogen levels in their body. So some people get gynecomastia from taking these different medications. So there could be hormone imbalances going on. But why you have that low of a testosterone level, I have no idea. Is it okay or fine because it's a normal range? So everybody that takes insurance is going to tell you, yes, this is within normal range. And yes, it is within normal range. So they're not lying to you by saying this. But how do you feel at that normal range, or should a 30-year-old be that low in testosterone? Because if this is through LabCorp, that level is clinically deficient. If this is through Quest, that level is clinically deficient. So at that case, you're going to need testosterone. I don't know why they said it was a normal range. That's what makes me think it's not one of those labs that did it. So different labs can have different reference ranges, right? So at that point, we really need to look at it, but it shouldn't be that low. And we got to look at the reference ranges from your blood test to make sure, hey, listen, where did this level really read at? Because if your reference range was 100 to 500, well, then, you're,
family doctor.
500 on normal scale. So I would just look into maybe us. If you want to go through us, we're very good at this. We've been doing this for a long time. We have patients in the same case and scenario that you're in, and we can help get you feeling good and back into what you should be feeling like in your 30s. Your 30s should be your ultimate. Your 20s are set up for your 30s. You do a lot of stupid stuff in your 20s still. You're still growing up. You're getting experience. But when you hit your 30s, I think the 30s were the best time of my life. I haven't been through my 40s yet, and they haven't been bad. But 30s, I felt a lot better. And 30s, I think my body responded a lot more as far as building muscle quicker. I don't know why. Doing the exact same regimen in some of these years, and I would say like maybe my shoulders weren't as hurt or whatever it is, but it was just easier in 30s. So you need to be feeling good in your 30s, and from then on out, quality of life should stay improved. So if you need it, we're here for you. Just call or text us. We're nationwide.
Yeah, I just say that for anybody that's watching this, and we had this gentleman here that's in his 30s and is And his statement was that he's been lifting since he's 20. So the idea would be, well, if I've lived a healthy lifestyle, then my body should be working properly. And that's not how life works. It just doesn't happen that way. I'm around 20-year-olds that their T level has been low already. And I've been around 60-year-olds and their T levels are at 1,000. So it just doesn't work that way. That's the reason we keep going back, or at least I keep going back going, you don't know where it's at, but if you get some blood work, then at least you understand that part. And you understand the whole gambit of what's going on in your body. And then you can make decisions, is the cholesterol high? Is there other things going on? Is your estrogen out of whack? So many things. And again, Johnny's talked about signals to you. Are you emotional?
Right.
Are you too emotional? You're crying if you're watching Elf, which I do.
You're frisky commercials. You're like crying. You're like, man, this is not me. This is not me. Like you catch yourself, and you'll be like, man, this is just what is going on.
So
and that's when people are like,
what are some other signs? What are some other, besides fatigue?
Fatigue, body weight
around the waistline.
Yep. The other one is depression. It can make you unmotivated or depressed. So you like to play basketball your whole life. Now you don't want to play basketball. But hey, you want to go? No, I don't really feel like it. Well, I don't know. I just don't want to do it. So when you're like that, then you're like, well, and people ask themselves these questions after somebody asks it to them. They might have responded like, I don't know. Like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with me. And they tell people this, like, and they're like, oh, go see the doctor. And that's when they go and see a doctor and they tell them. But ED could be another one. So if you're having troubles getting an erection or maintaining an erection, this could be one thing. But a lot of guys will tell you right off the bat, like, I don't have no problem in the bedroom, So I'm like, well, that's not all of it. And it's a gist. Even mental clarity. So foggy thinking. There's receptors in the brain, the testosterone receptors. If the low in testosterone, everything gets affected, even those receptors in the brain. So that's when people have the foggy thinking too as well. Grumpy old man syndrome. That's the other flip side of it. So they call it.
Geez, it's about that time for me then.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of symptoms as far as that goes.
All right, we got a couple good training ones here. Here's the first one for you, Johnny.
Yep. How to strengthen lower back muscles after injury. Wow. Take it slow, take it easy. I mean, strengthening back. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, there's machines that are good. If you're going to use free weights, there's a couple exercises you can do. But I would take it slow and easy. Work up on the weight, don't go in there and just start jerking your back, trying to make it stronger.
Yeah, I agree. And make sure the nutrition's on point. Maybe taking a little bit extra vitamin C, a little bit extra collagen. And then Johnny has some great peptides to help strengthen up that lower back. The BPC,
TB500.
TB500.
Yeah.
Those are great. But again, the exercises, what lower back exercise to do. Don't run away from them. That's a big one. Yeah. And like Johnny said, here's another good one. Similar area.
Best glute hamstring exercises. Mike's the pro at these for sure.
Squats.
I mean, squats. I mean, squats are obviously. I mean, I like leg extensions too as well. I'd like to mix in some of those. Listen, I do leg day, but I'm not the big massive leg guy. So, I'm all about just making sure they're strong and they look good. When I got them out, that's about it. But I mean, that's what I do. I do leg extensions for sure. Leg extensions. I do leg press, and I do some hamstring exercises with the cables too as well.
Yeah. Go for if you can squat, do some wide leg press and then some walking lunges, some little hamstring work. You're good. There's
walking lunges always get you.
Yeah, walking lunges tear you up. And there's no best exercise. You should always do a gambit of exercises. Yeah. Throughout the year, just so you can continue to move and be in different positions. I have a great one for you, Johnny. Here you go, my man. Talk to this guy.
Is 2 sets of 100 reps enough to build muscle? 2 sets of 100 reps. And what are we doing? What do we build muscle here? I guess it really doesn't matter, right? 2
There's so
sets
much-
of 100 reps.
so
So you're
much
doing
in this.
200 reps. 2 sets of 100 reps. So he's doing 200 reps. Is that enough to build muscle? Well, I'm sure it will help
Send me the
100%. I think that obviously you're going to get to a certain point where you're going to
Learn more from a
like,
dumb question.
be
Avoid
stagnant,
to an answer.
I guess.
Is that
I mean, you
Bruce?
can build a little muscle, but I don't see it going anywhere big. And you're going to obviously hit a plateau at one point.
Yeah. There's so much in one simple sentence. So is it enough? Is what enough? 100 reps. In what world did a program say do 100 reps? And then you're trying to build muscle. My recommendation here is this. You're not understanding how weightlifting or building muscle works. So I appreciate your question. I'm glad you're here today. We're going to get you a lot of information here. But I would recommend this. If that's your workout, I would call the number down below and get on some TRT right away to help support that type of workout is the only logical answer to you. But the only unfortunate is, yeah, a lot can be said by a question like that. Doesn't work. What's the quote, Jeffrey?
A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. That one, you've got to understand it and get a trainer. Just get a trainer. It takes, for anybody that's here, it takes a while to change the body. And there's anybody's gone to a gym, right? Everybody's been to a gym the last couple of years. When you go in there, have you seen people? Because I do every day. I've seen people look the exact same for 10 years.
Yep.
But they're in the gym and they're training. So it's not as easy as Johnny's pretty precise with how he eats and his regimen. And that's why his body looks the way it does. You could think because you're going through the motions, you're going to get a response. But yeah, it just doesn't happen that way to a lot of people. You're going through the motions and your body's actually getting broken down. You're not feeding it correctly. So you're doing mileage on this last person doing 100 reps. That just hurts my ears. The mileage that person wants to put on his ligaments and get no benefit from the stress. So that's a tough one, guys. You could hurt yourself. I think Arthur Jones, who is one of the most brilliant engineers in history when it comes to lifting and creating the Nautilus, he said squats are the greatest exercise. There's nothing comparative to the squats. They're the greatest thing in the world. And if done correctly, they can help your body have true longevity. If performed incorrectly, it can absolutely destroy your body.
Right.
Now that's everything. If you go into the gym and train all the time, you could be hurting yourself because you're not recovering. So think about that a little bit. It's not as easy as I can eat what I want because I'm working out.
I wish that was true.
Yeah, I do too.
This is great. How do I know if women are interested in me or more than just my physique and money? How do you know? Well, you know, if you're blessed enough to have a great physique and have money, you're off to a great start right there because a lot of people don't. I mean, this is the way that you truly do it. This would be the only way I would do
Well,
it.
okay, Johnny, give it to us.
All right. So, because I mean, listen, you'd have to meet this person. And at that point, when you met this person, you can't tell them you have money or have all these different things. You got to act like you're just a regular dude at that point. Like, don't offer, because guys with money, like they'll start, they'll make little insinuations or, hey, I want to take you here, or let's go to dinner here. I think if you keep it simple and you learn who the girl is the first couple of times, and she doesn't know who you are. It's scary nowadays because if you tell a woman your name, they could go pay $30 and now they have your whole background. They've got your social security number. They have your credit score. They know
Where they
exactly
paying
who
30
you are.
bucks for? Wait a minute, John. What's this?
It's like
What is the
30 or
30
50
for?
bucks. You can do background checks on people. You
Really?
can find out all the yes.
Wow.
Like you just enter in their name and you find out everything. Everything. Their social media handles, all this information is in one
Credit
little
line.
package.
There it is.
There you go. The whole thing.
So at that point, and I know girls that do this, and this is why I'm bringing it up.
Wow.
They will
Our
pre-qualify.
boys are in trouble, my man.
So they'll have a stable, and then they'll pre-qualify which ones make it out of the stable into the arena. And then the arena, then they fight for who's
in
gonna.
Florida. You're so in Florida. I love it. Holy
so I'm
cow.
sure it's happened in LA too, man. This is not something that's just.
Yeah, but I think
based,
LA
right?
they just check the IMDb to make sure that they're
This
working
is
actors
true.
or
This is
something.
true.
Hey, you're working? Oh, good. I'm in. Hey, Playboy. All you gotta do, take all your dates on to McDonald's.
Yep.
They go home with you afterwards. You're golden.
Yeah. I mean,
Enjoy.
honestly, if you treat them, if you don't flash it out and you treat them like that, and then you start seeing like they like it and they're not throwing like the red flags up, because you'll see the red flags or you'll hear the red flags, and it might not be in the beginning, but it'll be down the road. But if you start the relationship with, I'm going to take, because I know these guys are just meet these girls and then it's like, oh, we're going to go to the club. They get $20,000 worth of bottles. Then we're off on a private play here. Now these girls are expecting this all the time. And if you set yourself up for that, you're setting yourself up for failure. That was one great thing that I could say about my relationship with Charisse. Like I had a little bit of money, great, but it was nothing like what I'm at now. So at that point, like I hit rock bottom and she was still there. So that's how you really know. Like if you start from the bottom with somebody and then you build something, then you know they're not there for the money. But if you have a whole bunch of money and they see a whole bunch of money, they're going to say, this guy's got a whole bunch of money and he's the golden ticket. So I'm going to latch onto the golden ticket. I'll be nice, but I'm poking holes in that rubber at night because I'm going to get me a baby and then I'm going to get child support.
You're gonna get that seed, my man.
I mean, they got it in California. They got what is it? When you just date somebody, it's
7 years. Common law of marriage.
No, it's something before that. It's palimony. It's like you're a girlfriend and you've been a girlfriend
But
for
it's
like
7
3 or
years.
4 years. Check it out.
Yeah. That's, you know why they did that? My boy Clint Eastwood. Yeah. He was
96
with her-
years old.
He was with that girl for quite a while, and then he split, and they're like, "Well, we got to change the law a little bit."
Damn.
Is
That's
it-
crazy.
Is 7 years, isn't it?
Hell,
That's for common.
bullshit. Though.
So is it? There's no way it's 4 years. Because how many guys date the girl in their 30s?
Dude, I'm telling you.
and they easily date 4
It's
years.
like around
4
that.
years is just like COVID. That was 4
Yeah.
years right there.
I mean, here 7 years is common law too. Common
Right.
marriage, common law. That's usually how it is. But they're getting like
They're trying to
like-
get down.
they're getting like palimony for like girlfriend shit. I'm like, this is crazy.
That's
Can't
what I got
date
from Mona.
anybody. Can't put a title on it. Can't give them anything.
Well, there's two. There's common law marriage.
Okay.
And then there's palimony.
Okay, and palimony
Palimony.
is
See,
what
I
kind?
told you.
This one says California doesn't recognize palimony,
Okay,
Oh,
which is
for you boys out there in California, and you'd be done, huh? You've been with your girl a while.
I'm toast.
So yeah, guys, dating. Here's another one for you.
how would you recommend lymphatic drainage massage? I would hire a massage therapist that specializes in this kind of massage. I mean, lymph nodes and all that. You want to make sure the person knows what they're doing. I wouldn't be messing around. I'm sure there's some different things out there. There's like, I don't even know if they work, but I've seen like drinks you can do that supposedly do this, things you can like put on the body. I mean, do I know if that works? I would hire somebody, a massage therapist that specializes in this, that could do it properly.
I like that. You see anything there you like, Johnny?
I don't see anything. Let me look
Oh,
at the top. There was a couple.
There's a good Johnny one.
Yeah.
How does one get overloaded? What's the highest dose of TRT you can take? What's the highest dose you can take on TRT? So it's through our clinic. It's going to be 300 milligrams per ml 1 week. Usually it's between, it could be 160 for some people. It could be 200 for some people. It just really depends on you. But the top we'll go is 300.
Wouldn't that be also considered off of how it responds to them and where their markers
Sure.
are as at the start?
Yeah.
Just
And that's
for
what I'm
anybody
saying.
out there.
It can really depend. It really depends on the person, where that baseline level's at. What are the symptoms? Like all that's going to get, put into conjunction. Their health history, family health history too, as well.
Just makes me think of a typical bodybuilder. If this much works, take twice as much. Yeah. See, but that's the thing. That's how a lot of people are. A lot of people are that idiotic to where they think, well, if just a little bit does it, then I'll take twice as much and I'll get better. Okay, that's
It's
again
not true.
good luck in life, man.
Yeah,
That
it doesn't
kind of
work
mindset.
like that. I mean, if you really see like all these guys out there that take like these massive amounts of some of these drugs, like they don't look good. Most of them don't look good. There are some out there, of course, they look really good for sure, but that's a very small percentage of people. And most of these people are not competitors or anything like that. They're taking a lot of these drugs. It's your everyday gym guy, right? That just wants to get big, and they're put on these massive amount of cycles because somebody's telling them this is the way to go and this is how you're going to do it. But it's just, I don't know, man. I always see it's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And some of the best guys that I've ever been around do minimal dose. They do what it takes to get what they need, if that makes any sense. And the need is not, it's not going to take thousands of milligrams to get the result that you're really looking for. Genetics is going to play a role. Your nutrition is going to play a role. Your training is going to play a role. Your sleeping is going to play a role. All this. Your stress factor is going to play a role. Are you in a highly stressful situation all the time? Like, hey, listen, I'm worried about getting thrown out of my house all the time. I'm fighting with my wife all the time. I don't know if we're going to get divorced. I got this going on at work. Like, all right, well,
I'm closing in on that palimony. I got to break up with her and get a new girl. Yeah, I fully understand all this. Yeah, stress.
Are you set up with a prenup so you're good to go and you're just chilling, right?
What was the time on that?
On the
palimony.
alimony?
Didn't give years.
No, I'm getting bad. Like all these articles are doing like legal things.
Oh yeah. Just be careful, my playboys out there.
Yeah.
Be smart.
They're giving you like vague answers, like a period of time. So okay, what's the period of time?
Yeah.
Do what I did. Rich, hook up with someone who's more successful.
I think there might be days by days.
I mean, you always want to give with somebody that compliments you. That was the other thing that we should have told the other guy that was asking, hey, listen, how do you know the girls don't want it? If they have their own money, they don't need you. That's like, all right, cool. Like somebody on your level of money. Like, all right, cool. Like this, they got their own, like Hollywood stars, like they keep their own bank accounts. They never usually switch that out. They might even have prenups between each other, whatever it is. So yeah, I would definitely find somebody on that level. But if you find somebody on that level, you're good to go.
It's tough to say to a 20-year-old though, because a 20-year-old is still just ass and boobs, and it's just okay. What looks hot? It's a tough one.
Well, those are fun times though.
Yeah.
And at that point, it really don't matter if they want you for your money or not, because you get what you want, right? And if you get what you want, then you ain't got to ever see her again. You can be, hey, see you later. And like in LA, you can send them in the robo taxis. So you got to call Uber.
Thanks for coming over. Have a good night. Enjoy
No
the
tips.
McDonald's.
I mean, guys got it so good these days with Uber and Lyft and all this stuff. Think about it. Before you'd have to like get in the car and drive them home. And then be like awkward, like, oh, you're gonna call me the next day. Like,
You have to drive them home. He just said
Call
you
a
have to drive
taxi, I
them
guess.
home. Johnny, wait a minute, man. You should have talked to me before this.
Hey, I'm used to giving the girls the walk of shame. back in college, you'd be seeing them. Like, man, that was good times. Good
Johnny,
times.
Johnny, you've matured so much.
I know.
I love that today. Hey, I got a question for you. For a 37-year-old, for anybody, not even just 37, I love that he put his age down here, but don't you think those guys 35 and above get in there? And if you're below 35, if you're feeling sluggish, you have some kind of weight gain that you don't feel like you should have, that's probably a time before the gym membership to get checked to make sure the body's functioning correctly.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that would be the first step. See what's going on inside the body, making sure everything's rock and roll in there, and then start getting yourself back into the gym and getting activity done.
Get your 10,000 steps in.
Lift
Yeah.
2-pound weights.
Go
Or
get
lift
your-
2-pound weights 100 times.
Get your blood work done. Make sure that everything's working right, and then make a game plan. And then get your butt into the gym. Make the game plan instead of just going in and going, hey, I'm going to go in and do some chest work.
Yep.
The reason I got Johnny on here so you guys can get really in depth on this stuff so you fully understand. You most likely, the majority of the people that are on here will look the exact same, if not a little worse, next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. The reality of it is most of this info is going to probably go in and go out. There's going to be a small few that go. I actually would like to be 38 next year, this last gentleman, and go, I want to look better. Or the gentleman that has the same physique in high school. I want to have another 5 pounds of muscle. They're going to make the phone call. They're going to talk. They're going to see what's going on, and they're going to find out how they can optimize their body with Titan Medical to the fullest. And next year, they're going to be in better shape where everybody else goes the other way.
That's right. It's the key to reverse aging, for sure. Making sure your levels are where they were at when you were in your 20s or 30s. And at that point, being able to do some of these different things that you need for your body to be healthy.
For everybody that's just below 50, below 60, you're going to get older. Hopefully, if life's good for you. It would be great that you get to old age. To be, I guess, what do they say? The youngest old person in the old folks home that's not moving and out of shape. That sucks. I hope most of you guys turn out to be like Robbie Robinson or Arnold's over at the gym, smart ass talking with us every day. And he does appreciate what you did for him, Johnny, just so you know.
Oh, no problems.
So if you ever sit back and just take a moment and go, holy sheesh, am I doing right by me in 20 years? I know that's not a common thing that you would think about, but are you setting yourself up in 20 years to be in better shape than you are now? I guess that should be the question to anybody here coming into the new year.
Mm-hmm.
What is that question there, Jeffrey?
It says, aloha. Any peptides or supplements that will help with CKD, which, if nobody knows what that is, it's chronic kidney disease patients. Stage 2, stage 3. I heard GH can help. Any subs for high blood pressure? Okay, so I've dealt with this. I'm dealing with this right now. My dad, and he's basically in stage 3, stage 4. And that's like renal failure. So whoever it is getting kind of close in stage 2, stage 3. I have to know what your EGFR is and your creatinine and BUN to tell you exactly where it was at. But if you're in the midst of those, what can help? Now, GH, I don't think is really going to help. I'm just being honest with you. I know they've said, I haven't seen any literature that says GH helps on kidneys because I looked at all the literature as far as across the board for kidneys. But, at that point, I don't think it'll be a bad thing. I don't think it'll damage the kidneys, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. Glutathione would be one way to go to really help the body be able to detoxify and maybe give a little bit of relief to the kidneys and the organs like the liver. Other than that, you're going to want to watch out for blood pressure. So any subs for high blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, this is directly impacting your kidneys and causing damage.
Really?
If you're young enough and you haven't been at this level for too long, your kidneys could bounce back a little bit if you got your blood pressure under control. a lot of people don't get their blood pressure under control or don't know they have high blood pressure. And at that point, they're causing damage to their kidneys and they don't even know it until they start going in. They start seeing those levels start coming down, and you don't want to see those levels coming down. So definitely get that taken care of. Go to your primary care. They're gonna run. I would monitor your blood pressure for 1 week. Morning, right when you wake up. Lunchtime, right after you eat or right before you eat is fine. And then right before you go to bed. Those are 3 essential times that you need to take a log and see what's going on. If you do a log of it, take it to your primary care. They're going to, assess it. And at that point, give you some sort of medications.
Yeah, that was good.
What is that?
Blood pressure.
Oh, yes. There you go.
Yeah. So we anything that you speak about from the note taking, what we do, is everything that we've talked about, I do. So,
awesome.
This is
great.
The blood pressure, we do that here. All the boys, and Mona takes hers just because I make her high blood pressure. I give her high blood pressure.
But I mean, listen, it's something that can be corrected very simple and easy, and it'll stop impacting the kidney. So you might, at least be able to stabilize where you're at instead of trending down. And like I said, I don't know your whole health history, but at that point, that's what I would kind of look into. Now, they do say that BPC is a good driver to protect kidneys and other organs. That's why it's called body protection compound. That's what BPC stands for. So that might be one thing to look at along with glutathione, and then controlling the blood pressure. The other thing is controlling the sugar levels too as well. Those 2 things directly affect the kidneys in negative ways. I've been prescribed earlier this year for TRT, but been on the fence about long-term commitment. Are the benefits of being on TRT better long-term compared to not taking TRT? I'm talking just as far as heart health. So, Sean, good question. And obviously, listen, this is something that a lot of people really don't know, is that being on a medically prescribed dose and getting monitored correctly on TRT or HRT is going to be a benefit. And you're going to get all the benefits of the energy, the better metabolism, building lean mass, sleeping, and all these different things, right? But cardiovascular health improves too as well. And there's documentation of this. There's medical documentation that you can look at and check this out. The big thing with heart health, or where people will get scared of strokes, DVTs, blood clots, and such, is because they're not getting monitored correctly. And their hemoglobin, hematocrit, and red blood cell count go high. And at that point, what happens is your blood literally turns like sludge and it will not start moving throughout the body. And this causes these different things to happen. So, being on it is definitely going to help, especially if you're clinically deficient or low and you're feeling these symptoms. It's not going to get any better, right? You're going to have to just mask the symptoms as much as you possibly can. Well, let's say you're tired, you're taking energy drinks, and then maybe the erections aren't good, you're taking Viagra, whatever it is. And then at that point, whatever you're trying to do, you're doing. So there's definitely more benefits of being on properly monitored and prescribed hormone replacement TRT than not. Okay. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, I've been on it for 12 years now, 13 years. Jeez. And at that point, I've improved dramatically throughout my life in every way, shape, and form.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's showing me stuff that's terrible. I got a question though, and this is for this type of thinking, I guess you would say. So I'm guessing the family doctor or somebody said, hey, you need to get on TRT. And he instantly goes to, well, steroids kill people. And it's confusing to me that that's where society goes compared to the common sense would be there's something going on. Your T is at a bad stage. It's low. We're going to get it back to a normal human. We're going to get it to a nice, healthy range. But their mind goes to, I'm going to get like Phil Heath. So
Right.
where's the disconnect there? Do you have those talks with people? Because
I have those talks all the time. You know, and
how weird is
that's-
that though?
It's just, you know, it's misconception, Mike. It's just really misconception. Like, I don't know how many people, especially in the beginning, like they're like, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. I don't want to look like those guys. Even when I get Drew around sometimes, like I don't want to look like him. You'll get the guys that are interested. I want to look like Drew. I want to get big. You'll hear that all the time. But you'll hear
You ever use the, well, what'd you look like in high school? Like I do now. You know, it's like, well, that's how you're gonna look. We're just getting that's all that the concept of Titan Medical is, getting you healthy
right.
so you can live the very best life you can.
Yeah.
And so it's healthy range, you know, and it's not on the low end, it's on the healthier teenage, I guess you would say,
Yeah,
higher end, but it's still a
absolutely.
normal range for that individual. But they continue to think, I'm on the fence here. Well, the doctor said, I mean, think of the other side.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I'm just, for these people that are a family doctor recommends it, you know, you're in trouble,
Right.
you know, because
Well,
most family
that's what I'm
doctors
saying.
won't do that.
Yeah, they won't. And or just like I'm reading over here. So somebody, he went to an endocrinologist. A lot of endocrinologists are not going to prescribe testosterone. They don't do it. They don't do it at all. Like they don't want to even talk about it. They're talking about HCG. And a lot of these people that do this, because I've had this happen too. A lot of people come to us, right? Especially in the beginning, and they get a blood test and we tell them, hey, listen, you have low testosterone. And then they go to an endocrinology. And the endocrinologist is like, well, you have low testosterone, but there's got to be something wrong with your pituitary. And then make them get scans and all types of things, MRIs of their brain to see, listen, is this a problem with their pituitary? And they're like, oh no, there's nothing wrong here. Like you have hypergonadism. And they still won't treat it with testosterone. Usually they'll treat it with like maybe Clomid, and that's really about it. Maybe some HCG I've seen occasionally, but usually it will not go to testosterone. Some urologists are cool. So I'm not going to say every single one of them are like that, but majority of them are like that, and they didn't want to hear about testosterone. And if you're within the lower normal range, especially not. Insurance is not going to cover that, and they're not prescribing it. There's no reason to. And you look on paper, and that's all they go by, black and white. Like this level is in with normal range. We cannot do anything about this. So at that point, like that's why we've done what we've done. I mean, or been in the situation we're in as a company. I mean, our medical center, man, we've literally filled the gap in a lot of these different situations.
Yeah, Big Sean, they're going to just make you healthy. They're not going to give you something over the top. That's not how this works. They're going to get you to feel the very best, be the most healthy. And I have a lot of clients that are over there, and this is the best they've ever felt.
Right.
And I do recommend this, though. I do recommend you go to Titan Medical. There are some companies out there that will just, they love picking your pocket.
Oh
They
man.
love giving you that, oh, you need this, and the other thing. And I've seen it over and over again. These guys are just grabbing their money as fast as they can, compared to Titan Medical's been here over a decade. They're here to help you, and they understand if they make you feel good, you're automatically a billboard for them. You're out there showing this new body that you have, how healthy you feel, and it just slips out. Hey, went over to Titan Medical. 3 months later, I'm feeling the very best I've had. I feel good. I look good. Life's great. I'm serving it up in the bedroom. You know. So that's what they're about.
Absolutely.
It's about you feeling the very best you can. And so for a lot of the questions we had today, sorry for going on about this, but the guy going, hey, what's the total? Well, how high can I go? What can I do? It doesn't work that way. I mean, the ultimate goal is to let them do what they're good at. They've been here for 10 years. Let them give you an idea on what to do. You do it, and then just check in with them. That's the great thing. It's not a one and done. You get to talk to these guys.
Absolutely. We're here for you. So this guy said, you guys are spot on. My endocrinologist told me it was a pituitary issue, and surprisingly, he did prescribe a low dosage. Awesome. I'm just nervous. I don't have many people I know who went through this. That's all. There's a lot of people in your situation and scenarios. Don't feel bad. Don't be like, oh, I'm in one in person in this thing. There's a lot of people out there in the same situation. But you will feel better mentally about it. Here's the other thing, though. Depending on what he prescribed you, you need to start looking for an estrogen blocker possibly, and you definitely want some gonadal support to make sure your testicles are keep running. So that's one thing you need to look into. Even if you got your testosterone, because we get plenty of people that do get prescribed because we service all around the United States. So out of that, it's a high number of people. And there are some that get their testosterone prescribed by the general practitioner. They're really cool. They prescribe it. They're like, awesome. But they won't prescribe the anastrozole, the estrogen blocker, or the gonadal support. And then that's where we can come into play and help those patients out too as well. If we can verify your prescription is legitimate, then at that point we can start working with the dosage in you and start working those numbers too as well.
Here's a great one, Johnny, for you.
All right. Hey guys, my T is on the low or very low end of normal. Does it make sense to go on TRT now? I'm 30 years old. So if it's low now, it's not going to get any higher. Now, can you try something to maybe try to kickstart your gonads, your testicles to start working? You could try enclomiphene or HCG first just to see, hey, listen, and this is going to bump up a little bit. But after you get off it, are they going to stay up or are they going to go low? And most of the time, they don't stay up. So, to get the benefits from HRT, I would definitely say yes. If it's on the low end and very normal, at that point, it's only going to get worse. And if you're feeling bad, it's only going to get worse. So that choice is up to you. But I think, I laid it on the table which way I would go.
Connor, you're in your 30s, my man. You should be flying high. This should be your greatest time of your life. You got 30 to 40. Let's rock and roll. You are jumping off this live right now. You're giving a call over to Titan Medical, and you're starting to make this call happen right now. There is no reason at 30 that you should be traveling through like this. They're just going to make you healthy again and make you optimal. But you're in your 30s. I don't want to hear somebody in their 30s, this is your best time. What are you going to do? Wait until you're 60?
That's
kid, before you know it, in a flash, you're going to be 40.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a flash too. Time just keeps speeding up as you get older.
It goes fast. And this is the time you want to be you want to be a stallion in your 30s. It's like get moving, buddy. Thank you for asking this. But yeah, my recommendation is make sure that you are optimal and working at 100%. Yeah, and whatever definitely. Titan Medical can do for you.
We can do a lot for you, Connor. Just call or text us. We're nationwide. What is a safe daily dose of BPC 157 for kidneys? So there's not a specific kidney protocol, but 250 micrograms to 500 micrograms is what we prescribe to patients, and that's a safe dosage. Let me see. Any tips for ectomorph?
Thanks, Connor.
Any tips for eat and train. Get the calories in.
Sorry, I go right back on these kind of questions to Lee Priest. He's very short and to the point. It's the whole, I don't know if I got genetics. I'm a ectomorph for this. Go eat. Go train. Just
eat and train.
Shut up. Go.
That's it. Eat and train. That's like maybe 70% of your answers to some of these questions.
To most. I wish they would go more detailed. It's like, okay, this is how much we should know about your protein and your fats and your carbs.
Right.
And then what's going on with Johnny over at Titan Medical, and how can the Hercules potion maybe help me? Maybe a MK at night would get my IGF up. That's where I wish this would go to for those people going, you know what? I'm sick of looking in the mirror and not being happy. Mm-hmm. I wish they would just go, I want to make sure that I'm the very, very best I could possibly be.
Definitely. All right. Are SARMs any good? I don't think SARMs are good at all. I think It's a detriment out there. People that take SARM select androgen receptor modulators. Great theory, but they don't work because they cut off your natural testosterone levels. So you might as well take testosterone if you're going to go down that path. Just being honest. You'll get a lot better result, and you won't be crashing your levels because you'll be on testosterone. So you won't need to go on testosterone afterwards. So it is what it is. But the other flip side of it too is most of them are oral, and most of them are very, very toxic to the liver, and they bring liver functions up. So if you are going to take SARMs, I would take some glutathione along with it, and then be prepared to do some blood testing and possibly TRT after you're done.
Go take the Hercules potion and the EAAs over at Titan Medical.
Yeah.
Forget the SARMs. And that being said, Johnny, we're going to finish on this bad boy here.
All right.
Rock and roll,
Do
my friend.
snacks count towards total calorie count? Of course they do. If you're being honest with yourself, if you want to cheat yourself, you can go, oh, they don't count. Where are my meals at today? Yeah, coach. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I might go hurt. Yep. I only have my 2,000, 2,100 calories a day between my 3 meals. Or I should say 5, but no snacks. That ain't going to go. Your snacks are going to count. Be honest with yourself. Know where those counts are at, and just try to do your best, I guess. I mean, the best thing I can say is just start like taking away a little bit at a time. So like if you eat the same snack every day, twice a day, start by only eating it once a day. I mean, I don't know what to say, but snacks do count.
This is a stupid statement.
His, I like it.
No.
I like Kyle's. Before we go to the next one, Kyle, they don't count. I know Johnny's saying they do. They don't, because they're in the fasted window of a meal to a meal. So anything in there just vanishes. Eat as many snacks as you want. Go to town, buddy. And also remember to do that before bedtime as well, because those calories don't count as either. Enjoy, my friend.
Of course he doesn't want you to take SARMs because they don't offer them. We don't offer them because we could offer them, Jamie. So if you really want to be technical, there are some pharmacies that do offer SARMs that we can get our hands on, and I could help people out to get, like Ostrain. Like, dude, I know about these things. No good. What I've seen from SARMs, let's just say, is the people pushing SARMs or push them to the younger generation. These up-and-coming teenagers, right? These guys haven't even fully developed yet, but they want to get big. So you got these idiots online and companies selling it, and they don't care because a little bit of money they make off these products, that makes them happy. But it does nothing for these teenage kids that are crashing their levels. Now, I don't care. Listen, if you're an adult, which is 18 years old, and you want to go down the path and take whatever the hell you want, that is your right and personal decision. Straight up. If you want my opinion about it, I gave you my opinion. And at that point, if you want to take them, you can take them. And it has nothing to do with me selling them or anything like that.
All the way down.
Oh,
And then, like,
I don't know, Johnny. I know, but I know what you're saying. But I think anybody that has a skeleton and a Christmas hat knows his stuff, and he's figured me out at least.
Oh, man.
That I don't want him to do SARS, but yeah, obviously
There's better things to do. If I had to pick between, hey, listen, do I take testosterone or take this? I'm going to take testosterone. The whole reason a lot of these kids, your younger people or whoever the hell is taking it, is they think that this is a better substitute to testosterone because this isn't testosterone. So it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
oh, no, it's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. There we go. Bye, Jamie. Yeah. Jamie's blocked. Yeah. Anytime
Bye,
you do
Jamie.
that, you guys can do whatever you want. Like we talked about, you could be 30 with low T and not do it. Again, it's point of view of you going through your 30s struggling for what, to get to 40?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Life doesn't work that way. We're hoping you know, at the end of the day, for me, my age, I hope you get to 40. But I do hope you don't waste your 30s. And that's what it sounds like. And I think a lot of people on here end it here is that it's asking a question and then not moving forward with the motion of really taking care of yourselves and seeing what is possible. to me just doesn't make sense. It's not living. You don't get a second try.
Right.
You guys don't get a second try. You're as young as you will ever be today. That's it. You're only getting older. And it doesn't make sense that there's not a person on here that doesn't go, I'm going to take my life serious. I'm going to start really taking care of myself. I am going to put the sweets down. I am going to get ready for January 1st. I'm calling Titan Medical. Let me see what's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why not every single person that's here today doesn't look at it that way and go, you're right. I only got the one life. Why won't I? It's like me. Johnny walks around looking like this. I don't know how everybody doesn't want that. You don't have to be 200 pounds and ripped to the bone and trained, but at least be the best version of you.
For sure. 1,000,000%. Even just feeling better, like just all the way around. A lot of people don't feel good. They just don't feel good. It's because they don't do anything to help themselves. I mean, a lot of people want it, but they won't do what it takes to get it or even move in that direction. And it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, and the point of me blocking this last guy, he's here to just start arguments. Johnny's recommendation, and you can go online and you can search for 2 minutes and you realize that SARMs are bad for you. So it's not the point of selling. You guys don't have to do anything that we're offering you.
Right.
You can continue your life. It doesn't make
100%.
sense to me if there's something wrong. But at the end of the day, yeah, if you're here just trying to start arguments and stuff, please do. I love them.
Yeah, me too. I mean, especially things I know about. I'm like, hey, listen, come on, let's go.
You're closing down mid-40s and you look like a freaking superhero.
Yeah.
Kids in their 20 can't say that. So there's so much that you know.
I mean, you caught me and your experience together. There's a lot of experience there, man. A lot of experience. And I know that when I want to get better in things, I've listened to people that were in those places. As I was growing up or anything like that, I would obviously listen to the person that I want to emulate and try to pick up to whatever tools or whatever knowledge I could get and utilize it going forward. So that's what I recommend for everybody out there, man. I mean, I'm here. I know, Mike, you're on here all the time talking to these guys. And you're giving out so much valuable information these guys would never even get, even with the internet at their hands. Because before you couldn't get that knowledge. But now, I mean, it's a lot easier for people to get knowledge.
I would like to see some high school and college shots of some ball players you were around, because I know that you were a baseball.
Yes.
I'd love to see what the football players look like now. At the similar age that you're at, that you were with, because I bet you're more jacked than most of the guys that played football, and you were a baseball player.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. I even start looking at now, I seen Peter's incoming class of freshmen on the baseball team, and everybody on his baseball team is pretty big. They're sophomores and up. These freshmen that came in, man, these guys are small. I'm like, damn. I'm not even talking about just height wise. I'm talking about body wise too, because usually you could be stocky and still, be a little shorter and still be really impactful. But even the football team, and I look at Peter's football team, I'm like, damn, dude, there's a couple bigger guys. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the majority of the team. You're right. A lot of the guys are not as big. Bodies might be as big, but I don't think condition as well either.
I'm speaking about you, my friend. I'm speaking that you were a college player and you were high school baseball, and you're mid-40s almost now, and you look like you do. And I'll guarantee those mid-40s that were on the football team at your school
definitely
don't
not
anything look like you.
No.
And again, so what I'm trying to tell everybody that's out there is that regardless of how you are in your 20s, you don't have to be that in your 30s. And 30s, you don't have to be that in your 40s. You guys can get in better shape. And on that note, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck to the game tonight with Peter.
I appreciate it, man. Good luck to you on your call too as well.
Thanks, brother.
Talk to you later, brother.
Thanks, man. Everybody.
Later, guys.
I'll say goodbye to everybody except Jamie, because Jamie got blocked today. Bye, Jamie. So we your SARMs, buddy.